sister guy, Christine, and happy
Halloween.
Today we're checking out a suggestion by Teddy XOXO. This is The House on the Left by PantslessPajamas. Ooh. This is a Halloween suggestion. It said creepy neighbor on the thumbnail, so this is about to get creepy. Hopefully. Well, not for the person, because I know this is a storytime animation, so not for PantslessPajamas. I hope it's not a creepy thing for her, but I hope that this is like a Halloween spoopy video. That's what I'm hoping. It's a slippery slope when it's a storytime video because you want it to be spoopy, but you're like, I don't want it to be spoopy for the storytime teller, you know, because that's horrible to wish something like that on them. But yeah, let's get in the video. Okay. Oh dear, she's starting her running. All right. So we might be in this. Oh dear.
Hello?
This
Is anyone
animation
there?
style is great.
Hello?
What the heck?
DJ, look, we got these awesome Halloween masks.
Dear
Aw,
God,
that's
I need
cute.
new sidekicks. I'll be straight with you. I'm not really a fan of Halloween.
Oh really?
Save your offended gasps. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm dressed
It's
as a
okay,
witch,
though,
but if I'm
if you're
being
not.
honest, it was all for the sake of that juicy aesthetic. As a kid, I was never allowed to celebrate Halloween, and now as an adult, I find myself not caring for it. So,
Okay,
with no
I
Halloween
understand.
memories to speak of, I figured, why not tell a scary story?
Yeah,
Well,
tell
it's
us
not really
your
scary.
spookies.
This video is just going to be saturated with visual gags, but a spooky tale
Okay.
fits in well with the theme of Halloween, and yeah,
Yes.
I can't guarantee scares, but I promise to try making it interesting. So
Okay.
without further ado, I present to you the childhood
What?
memory and true tale of The House on the Left.
Oh dear.
When I was a kid, I grew up in a row home. For those of you that
Okay.
don't know what row homes are, they're
Like homes
basically a row of
attached.
houses that are all connected to each other.
Mhm.
This made it so that I was always surrounded by a house on the right and a house on the left. I preferred the
you're in
house
the
on
middle.
the left because that house was home to a sweet old lady. Like, I
Aw.
cannot tell you how often this compassionate, neighborly woman helped me and my
Aw.
family out. And I guess
Aw.
that's why I was really sad to
She's
find
so
out that she'd
cute.
be moving. She was getting old after all, so her
Aw,
family
my
that
hip.
didn't live with her bricks coaxed her into one of those retirement homes.
Aw,
Moving trucks
take
came
my
for
mom.
her stuff, some men settled those last-minute renovations, and
Oh,
once she
dear.
was gone, her house was left untouched. Fast forward a bit, and suddenly I'm hearing we have a new neighbor. And
I
knew
love
it was
how
true because I'd been catching sounds next door through the walls.
thick they are.
Like I said, our houses were
I love
connected,
it.
so it wasn't too hard to be nosy. I'm not weird. I couldn't hear him speak or make a whole lot of noise, but Tiny Me knew without a doubt that these were the sounds of a house that was lived in. Wasn't thrilled about our nice old lady being replaced, but I was
Aw.
curious to see what our new neighbor looked like. Oddly enough, however, I never
really know
saw
my
them
neighbors.
step foot outside of their house. I'd go to school, come home, play on the porch, the backyard, and
Just like that.
nothing. Not even on the weekends. This
Oh,
was
okay.
kind of unheard of on my block. Everyone had to step out at some point, even if it was just to chill out on the porch and judge each other. But no matter how many times I was outside,
That's what
I
they do.
never caught sight of them. Never. And I don't know why, but younger me just didn't feel right about it. Something was
I know.
off.
I know what she's.
Something a kid could
I know
never
what she's
place their
feeling.
finger on. But I ignored it, because it's not like I had anything to worry about, right? It didn't concern me. At least I never felt
Yeah,
like
hopefully.
it did until the dream.
What dream? What dream?
I was running in this house I had never been in before. Running from a man that I was too afraid to turn back and catch a glimpse of. I was ducking away in his room. To this day,
Dear.
I remember every inch of that room. From the tan carpets to the two large windows with sheer curtains. The
Goodness.
details were prominent. Like they were supposed to be important, but I didn't know why. I
Oh.
just knew the man was getting closer. I was hiding behind the bed, but all I could see was the shadow coming nearer and nearer.
Dear.
I could hear him laughing. I was afraid. I wanted to wake up. I had to wake up. This was only a dream.
Oh goodness.
Closing in so quickly now. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. And I thought I had. But instead,
Okay.
it was like I was pushed. Pushed from one home into the next. My
Really?
home. And instead of opening my eyes and being met with my ceiling, I was met with the shocking sight of me. I was floating over my body.
Oh,
There I
wow.
was, resting there beside my mother and my brother beside her, like we always slept back then. And as soon as I acknowledged it, I was being forced back down, straight into my body, until I was sitting up and gasping.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was a clever nightmare.
That sounds a lot like projection. It's an astral projection, where it's a phenomena or a theory where some people have the ability to leave their body temporarily and can, go through walls and stuff like that. So it's like being a ghost while you're alive kind of thing. And you can return back to your body. If you think about it, it's like, I think the first Insidious, that kid was a projector, but he would go to like a different realm or something like that. That's what it was. And his body was just left without him in it. It was uninhabited at the moment. That's why all the things were trying to get in there. But yeah. That sounds a lot like astral projection. Now, I've kind of wanted to do that, but also not, because, when you leave, are you in like an Insidious type of realm? Or are you, is it just like walking through this door and going to another house? And then when your body is not, inhabited, can someone else take it? Like, there's a lot of like creepy stuff that I try not to think about. So that's why I don't want to do it. But if I knew someone that I could prove they could do it, then I would have a lot of questions. I still wouldn't want to do it. There's too many risks, too many things at risk.
Or a strange out-of-body experience. I was just scared because it all felt so real to a kid like me. But also because I was pushed through that wall that was connected to the house on the left. As if I was inside. From here, the story loses some luster. I didn't go on some adventure to find the truth. I didn't break in to see if my suspicions about the house were true. I did note some sheer curtains on 2 big windows in the front. Windows to the room where it all would have taken place, perhaps. But that wasn't enough proof. And without proof, what good was it being scared? Kids.
Exactly.
But I was young and dumb and scared.
Oh.
So I did what I always did when I was scared.
What?
I avoided it.
Okay.
But I admit, it was hard to ignore it when I'd be sitting there alone by myself and hearing the sounds. It was hard to step outside when I'd pass by and see that porch light come on, knowing that someone was in there who probably didn't want anyone to see him. And it was especially hard to step out into my own backyard when the day came that I felt this sharp rock swish past me, barely missing my head and slamming against the fence with the kind of sound that spoke wonders about its intention of doing damage to the person they threw it at. You know what's funny? Is that I actually blamed my brother for it, because he was with me when it happened, but he genuinely didn't know that a rock had been thrown. So young PJ suspected the man in the house on the left, because after that rock nearly hit me, for the first time, I heard that back door slam quickly on a day where there wasn't the slightest draft in the air to take blame. It scared me and my brother to the core. We bolted back inside.
Oh my goodness.
But like I said, the story is lackluster from here. I didn't do anything about the house on the left.
But why would he throw a rock at you?
I just convinced myself with time that there was a logical reason for everything. I stopped going out, spent more time online, and eventually did forget.
Okay.
Although, I wouldn't be sharing the story if I didn't have at least one case of interaction with this house. The last bit of interaction I'd have for a few years, in fact, was on a day as simple as any other, when my mom suddenly asked me to help her hang some laundry outside. She carried the clothes, I carried the clothespins, and me, being the intellectual that I was, I placed them on the little stone divider that separated our backyard from the backyard on the left. Only to tip the dang pins over, scattering them on our neighbor's side.
Oh, of course.
Frick.
She's like,
of course I told my mom, but she simply told me, hop over and get it. This was strange to me, because my mom never let us trespass.
True.
It was easy, but it could get us in serious trouble. Still, I figured I should do what I was told. I hopped over, collected all the pins, spared a glance at what was once the old lady's beautiful rose garden. Our neighbor really let the poor thing go. It looked like a small jungle. odd.
Well,
But whatever.
yeah.
I already had the pins and retreated back beside my mom.
Okay.
I guess that's around the time I decided to open my mouth and strike up some curious conversation.
Oh, about
the
the house.
Not even knowing what this conversation would soon entail.
All right.
I'm surprised you let me do that. What do you mean? Telling me to hop over the fence? Remember, you never let us do that as kids because you didn't want the neighbors to catch us. And honestly, whoever lives there would have gotten pretty mad if they saw me. And guys, I will never, ever forget what she said.
What'd she say?
What do you mean? No one's lived in that house for years.
What?
But I thought, I don't know what you heard, but the last person to live there was the old lady.
What? Wow. Okay, so, there's that. Wow. Wow. Yo. That's crazy. So she kept hearing sounds. She saw just the sheer curtains and the rock, and there was the, the door slamming, like she said, okay, which, I mean, I cut right before she said it, but if you watch check out the link in the description box below so you can see the whole video, but she says in it that it could have been just a series of coincidences, right? When you have a house that's uninhabited, it's easier, or if you're the only one in the house, it's easier to hear like the house settling. Houses settle. Even for years they settle. Wind, you gotta think about it, it's like a structure. So wind blows through. When you blow through a structure, what happens? You hear sounds. So it could have just been those same sounds, or those things happening, or things in the wall, like, the plumbing, or if her plumbing's not being used, and if the water wasn't taken out, or it was, and then the wind. There's just so many different things that could have caused these situations. However, this is a spoopy story, because if I was living next to somebody and I kept hearing noises, and then I find out that ain't nobody lived in there for years, and the last person lived there was the person I knew, and I thought I was hearing noises and stuff since then, that's crazy. That's creepy. That's very, very creepy. And then that whole astral projection dream thing that she had, which could have just been a dream. Could have just been a dream. But do you believe it was just a dream? I need to know. I need you to let me know down below in the comment section. Did you believe it was just a dream? I want to say animation style, amazing. I love her. I love her style. I love her art style. I love that the girls, I love seeing these art styles where the women have curves. They've got like, there's like a plumpness to them. They're not just like sticks, because not all of us are sticks. I'm curvy. There's a curviness to the woman. I'm proud of that. I love that. And I love her art style. But that was kind of spoopy. I'm like kind of like, this feels kind of like Insidious. It's got me a little nervous right now. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you like the video, check out the link in the description box below to support Pantsless Party or Pantsless Pajamas there. If you like this video, hug the life out of that like button. I love you guys as always. And until next time, buddies. Toodles.